Demonic Angel here, and today I thought that I would do something a little bit different again, so props to me for being different, but I thought that I would profile a missing person or an unidentified person here. Unidentified. I oddly, besides my attraction to cemeteries, I've always been really fascinated with missing persons cases and unidentified people. Not, anything weird or anything, but I just, every once in a while when they profile them on television or the internet, I like to browse Web Sleuth. It's just, once again, an attraction to an individual life that I just find compelling and interesting. So I came across this one guy who really seemed to resonate with me. I guess I must confess that it's just because I think that, wow, that, different circumstances, it could have been me, and that's, selfish empathy, and that's fine. So, and it's, it doesn't matter what somebody's beliefs are, but you really do, I found a resonance with him because of, his taste for metal and paganism. And I can definitely just see myself in that. So I'll kind of cover some basics, and then at the end of the video, below, I'll set up a couple of links to his Doe Network page and some Web Sleuth stuff. And I would just like to say, as far as that goes, it's different. A couple of other websites, they say that 1 or 2 people have been ruled out as possibly being the decedent. But I'd say check, again, because unless they put it on their official site, like Name Us or the Doe Network or an actual credible source, then we have no, his identity is obviously still open, and I don't think that many people have been ruled out, and once again, especially from official sources. His nickname is Rock Country John Doe, from Rock County, Wisconsin. And he was discovered on November 26th, 1995, and they estimate that he died the previous year because a group of people, it's a big property that they found his remains on, and when these people, it was sort of remote, so there was reports to the police in late '94 of a man who was seen wearing the same attire as this body was found in, and he was yelling and screaming for these onlookers to stay away, and just rambling incoherently as if he was on drugs. And once again, it's kind of a sad thing to say, but we can all see that in ourselves. I think he probably just went to this wooded area with, and he was upset or whatever, probably tripping, probably on some psychedelics, and he shouldn't have been on drugs alone out in the middle of nowhere, but I mean, we've all really done stupid stuff, and that's why I really want us to find this guy's name for him, and reunite him with it, and possibly any relatives he has. But So the people who reported seeing this also said that it appeared he was wet, like there was he was found near a creek, and the cause of death is speculated to be hypothermia. They can't definitively say that because they couldn't rule out the influence of drugs, because it was a while before he was found and he was mainly skeletonized. So, it fits with the reports that Rock Country John Doe is probably the same guy that those people saw the previous year. So he was discovered in November '95 by the people who own the property, and they weren't. It's a huge property, and no one had been in that area for a while, until the previous year. Should those, obviously we all wish those people would have gotten him help or had tended to him, but it was reported he was just screaming about some woman and whatever problems. And like I said, who knows what drugs we probably know he was on some drugs, and that doesn't matter. It's just another thing to consider, that he most likely was tripping, and and I say that because he was just a kid, and they think a lot of different things about what could have happened to him here, but basically it said it on the Doe Network site, which I'm kind of referencing, because even though I've researched this, I'm just using this as a reference here. It says he was 98% skeletonized. So it's not like they could, recognize his face. The good news is he had some belongings with him, and he had this distinctive clothing, and he has a distinctive pendant with him. So there's a lot of they have his DNA. It says they have his DNA on profile. So there's so many things that can set us up to finding out who this kid is. It says estimated age of 17 to 20 years old, and it lists his race as white. When you guys see the pictures of him, though, I think he looks like he could be an admixture of Native American or possibly like a Mediterranean, because it's like his hair is feathered, like the 80s and 90s. He has that feathered sort of hair, and it's like it's thick. So I think he could have been like probably less than half. You'll see the pictures. He could have been like a quarter native, or an eighth type of thing. So there's that to keep in mind. They list his height as 5'5" to 5'7", and approximate weight of 140 pounds. It says his hair was feathered and collared length, and it says his dentals are available, dental x-rays and photos, and he had 2 wisdom teeth that were already protruding, and 1 that was impacted. So we have all that good information, but they do have his DNA as well. No fingerprints because he was a skeleton. He was wearing camouflage pants. And then, of course, here's my description of him and why I obviously like him so much. He's got his camouflage pants on, and he's got a black t-shirt. It says bearing golden color with the Venom logo. Now, you fans of black metal and death metal, we all love Venom, King Diamond, some good old classics, right, guys? Well, he liked that as well. So, and you would think just the shirt, it's, obviously he kind of gives him away as a metalhead, but not only did he have that, obviously his shirt had the 5-pointed star, so the pentagram, encompassing the ram's head. And then over the top of that, he had a plaid flannel jacket lined with black. And it says that when they found him, he had the jacket pulled up, kind of like trying to protect his ears and protect his head. That gives, a little bit more credence to that it was probably early winter or late spring or late fall, I'm sorry. As I was saying, he had the jacket up around the back of his head as if he was trying to keep warm. So he likely died of hypothermia. He also is listed as having black 1993 Nike Airbound basketball shoes, size 9.5, and boxers with Bart Simpson design, a medium size 34. As far as jewelry, he has a black Aquatech quartz watch, homemade metallic, and then my favorite part is, and once again, you can view his personal belongings by clicking on the links in the description below. He had a homemade metallic fork goat's head pendant, and it's really cool looking. The cool news about this case, there's so many actually great things about this. This guy they did a reconstruction of his face back last year in 2016, an updated version. The Smithsonian Institute actually tested the isotopes in his teeth to find what region of the country that this kid lived in, and it comes from the Midwest. The man the people who are investigating this case actually found the person who made this pendant, this homemade pendant, the craftsman. And, he didn't remember, of course. He sold a lot of his work over a lot of years to different people, and it was just an informal type of thing. I make this, here's give me $20, and that's it. He didn't have any information personally about this kid. But we have so much stuff, so much evidence, so many people are trying to find out who this kid is, and we're so close to giving him his name back. And then, of course, me putting this out there, I'm really hoping that